There you go. He did right. All right. Shout out to the boxing session. Yeah. Yo, shout out to the boxing section, man. Anybody out there following that thing going on with B Hop, Tank, and Devin? I feel like it's outrageous, man. Did you hear how? Listen, I understand B Hop pop a little slick, but being a veteran fighter that he is and fighting for so long, even earning the nickname the Alien, that man deserves to talk his shit when he want to talk his shit. You know what I'm saying? You can't just. It's not like he just anybody out there talking and saying that this guy's no good or this guy. You got to put some respect on him. It reminds me of George Foreman, man. When he was out there, he was doing the commentary and he's talking at the fights, and they got to talking about could he beat this fighter and that fighter. He said yes, and he went out there and he proved it. So when B Hop talks, man, a fighter like B Hop or Floyd or even Oscar De La Hoya, for no matter what you may think of them as in their personal lives or their business lives, these men are one heck of a fighters, man. They great fighters. They earned the right to say whatever they gotta say, and they fought the wars. They done their due diligence. Plus, they all are great boxing minds. They all are great boxing minds. It's not like it's just Joe Blow sitting there saying something. Heck, man, I find it crazy. You sit there, you listen to commentators all day in, day out, to these podcast commentators who haven't thrown a punch, can't throw a jab, haven't fought a round, not alone, never you can imagine even seeing 12 rounds. And these guys, you listen to them and you hang on to every word that they say, and you just believe that they know what's right and what's wrong for boxing, or they know the inside scoop on the style and how this style would beat that style, man. But then you get a guy like B Hop, and he talks it, oh, he's hating. Now he hating on somebody, or Oscar. Now he hating on somebody. Like that's crazy, man. I just don't get it. Like sometimes you gotta hop about your feelings, man. Like you understand, B Hop beat Oscar. And when I say B Hop, I'm not talking about little B Hop. I'm talking about Bernard Hopkins. You know, the executioner, man. The guy who had 59 amateur fights. He was 59-0 as an amateur. Then came back and went undefeated as a pro. Took the belts. Even though everything they try to do to keep that man down. Oh well, you know, he really wasn't an amateur because it was in the penitentiary system. He really didn't hold it for this long. Like, come on, man. The guy fought it almost until his 40s. And you mean to tell me a guy who fought into his 40s, who won wars, yeah, you may make more money than him now, but with inflation, the numbers is going to be that way. Listen, man, the sport changed, the numbers changed. But he still he still knows boxing. And I could get it. You might think it's some bias to it because he has he's a minority stakeholder in Golden Boys, Golden Boy Promotions. But what's up, Peru, man? Come on up, man. Come on up. Hit the link. Hit the link and let me know when you're in the back, man. Come on up. Man, what you think about that B Hop and that Tank Davis thing, man? What you think of that, man? Did you hear that interview? I know you had to hear that interview, man. That was crazy, man. Okay, yeah. I'm gonna play the audio, man, real quick. See if I can find it. Uh, Fight Hub TV. Let me see who we gonna go with. Let's go with Fight Hype. Let's go with Fight Hype, man. And Tank came back and said that he was jealous, and you know that Devin will beat B Hop, and it's craziness, man. Devin would get obliterated by B Hop. That hook would destroy him, man.
Very passionate speech up there about wanting to make the big fights starting this Saturday with Alexis Rocha. That could lead to a big fight for him this year. Talk to me about articulate a bit more about what you meant. About what I said? Yeah. Self-explanatory. Self-explanatory. Just be done. And I had to get it, but
I'm telling you right now, hide your grandma, hide your aunt, hide your mama, hide your cousin.
Can you hear it now? Can you hear it now? Can you hear it now? Let me know in the comment section if you can hear it. So I keep going. Okay, hold on. Let me go back to it. Let me go back to it. Hold on, pull it back up. Come on, man. Let me over. If you're gonna go, I got you. Got you. Yo, DJ, what's good, man? What's good? What's happening? Oh, he fell off. He fell off. Hold on. I gotta go back to the spot, to the park. Dang. And then, did you hear about the Floyd Sheffield? He was talking how it was actually Keyshawn. Keyshawn Davis was talking crazy, man, about how he gonna handle Floyd Sheffield Jr. He was like he's like, yeah, he gonna beat the father. He said after he break up the corner, he gonna break up he said after he break up the corner, he gonna break the son. So after he break the corner, he gonna break the son, man. I said, oh man. But his mentality, the way he was talking, got me looking at, I think it may be some issues with controlling him later on down the road. I don't think he's gonna be a really controllable fighter. I think his temperament is going to get in the way. Actually, I think with Keyshawn, the best thing for him to do right now is to get a loss.
It's not completed. The last fight was a 10-rounder. He has fought 12. Really, it's outside of a Loma, right? Loma did it, I said 3 fights. 3 fights. And then you got Rigo, I think, if I'm right, Guillermo Rigondeaux did it in 12 fights. I think Shakur 13. It seems like you're on track to be with those names about becoming a champion in umpteen amount of fights, you know? Yeah, shoot. Well, I'm 7-0 now. Shit, I see myself about 11-0, 12-0. Fight for the world title.
7-0. You
10-0
thinking
fight for the
that
world
you
title.
ready for the top, man? That's
I'm
crazy.
really feeling like after I get like 2 10-rounders under my belt, I'll probably pick a belt that I want to fight for. But just walking this straight line, Tyrann put me on, man. It's inevitable that I'm becoming a world champion. It's my time. I'm hungry. So it's
Better get that to you right now. Hold on.
expect me to see me in the springtime. Gilbert Cho out.
I do respect Keyshawn Davis's hunger, meaning that he want to fight, you know, four times this year. But let's be honest, man. When you fighting, you know, the type of fighters that he's fighting, it's easy to want a 4 fights a year. Like it don't take much for your body to recoup from. If you ain't taking no damage in there, it's easy to turn right back around. But when you get in there and you fight you a war, it's a little harder, man. Like you got to mentally get back into it. You got to physically get back into it. Not even accounting for what you got to go through for the training camp.
A different skill level on the show. What I do respect about Jeremiah, though, he got a good pace.
I don't know. What you think of Keyshawn, man? What y'all think of Keyshawn, man? What y'all like him? Don't like him? Next up, what y'all think, man? Drop something in the comments. You like him? You don't like him? Next up.
Top-notch pros. The reason why a big reason why y'all knew me before I even went professional, because the professionals was giving me credit because I could really fight, you know. So just sparring those guys and fighting all around the world plays a big difference in everything before turning pro. You know what I'm saying? That's why I did. That's why I chose the route that I chose. You know, because I was developing fully before I went pro. I was a full pro before I went pro. You know what I'm saying? And he was a kid that turned pro.
He's talking about Floyd Sheffield.
It's a big difference. You know what I'm saying? When you pro, you fight one time, you wait a couple months, you fight again. Him turning pro early doesn't mean that he got better at a faster rate than me, because I'm fighting consistently around the world, fighting 5-day tournaments. So I'm getting better like back to back. You know what I'm saying? Him turning pro early, he got more fights than me, but I don't think he developed as much in between those fights. So it's really just an experience, I feel like. Now, I might have missed something, and that's probably what it is, but could you clarify?
What? You really think he tripping, Pitts?
The picture you put out, you said, all I have to say is keep your father out of grown man business.
This Keyshawn talking about Kid
Austin. I don't want him taking anything personal for when I beat his baby boy up. And then in the picture, it says, fathers, be the first to take shit personal. Stay out of my way. And let me spank your baby boy for you with the crying, laughing face. Then you got the clown emoji over the dad's face. Did he really say that his son would stop you in 2 rounds? Yeah, he said it in an interview with somebody. Okay. I figured because I'm like, something had to have been
Detroit,
said
Pittsburgh T, come on up, man. Talk that shit.
Hey,
I really want to know how you think Billy, how you think B-Hop is tripping.
I'm going to go at the father again. I'm going to always go at the father.
And it's not even, because he's from the Bay. I'm just saying, it's B-Hop, man.
I fuck that corner up. I'm going to fuck that son up. I'm going to fuck the corner up. Then I'm going to fuck the son up. Excuse my language. I'm sorry.
Nah, this ain't for kids. So, Champ, I know. So I don't. I feel like people. We talk so much, right? Me and Danny do 2 shows a day, so we talk a lot, and a lot gets misinterpreted, right? So we obviously pick you for the win, but we are gamblers, so we also pick you for the knockout. So, you know, I was desperately thinking you was gonna. I went
Man,
off.
I don't
You
think
also did
Keyshawn
interviews
got the
telling us
knockout
you was
power
gonna
that he
knock
think
this
he
guy
got,
out,
man.
and I'm as high on you as you are on yourself. So I wanted you to be the first guy to knock this guy out. Now I'm not a big
What
fan.
y'all think, man? What y'all think, man? You think y'all want to see that fight with him and Kid Austin? You think it's too early? Need to cook some more? Come on up to the back, man. If y'all in the back, drop it, let it know. We backstage, man. Bring you up. Detroit, what's up? Detroit, what's up? Pittsburgh T, man. I know you in there. Always showing love. Appreciate you. I think that young man mouth going to put him in a bad situation. And when he was talking, it kind of shed some light in the Lomo situation, man, and how he got away with getting a fight, a title fight that early in his career, which honestly was a heck of a favor. Pittsburgh, my brother. How you feeling today?
What's happening, the combo, man? What's going on?
Man, you know what time it is, man. It ain't the boxing session without a Pittsburgh lesson, man. What's going on?
Hey, man, that doggone Haney daddy, man, he was saying some stuff, but in this context, if you listen to the whole thing, he went wrong. He cooked the shit out of Bernard Hopkins because he was talking
What?
about in the context of his age, where he is now, and how basically he even included himself in that situation. He said himself and Bernard Hopkins wasn't in a situation that young man, his son, is in, because both their ass was in jail. So he just didn't get what Bernard Hopkins was doing and the way that he was moving. He'll never have nothing positive to say about black fighters. That's what the context of what he was saying. And he wasn't
Do you
wrong
really?
in that.
But do you really think he just don't have nothing to say about fighters that's not his? Like, do you think? I kind of think like B Hop, and I'm not trying to shoot. Like I say, I'm shooting him some KV. You know what I'm saying? But he still has that fighter mentality. I don't like nobody in or around me. But it carried over to like I don't like nobody that's not mine.
No, but he took it a little further. He even said, like, B-Hop don't make no fights. He said B-Hop don't make no fights. B-Hop sitting over there like he making fights. He don't make no fights. He ain't putting no fights together. Like, if you really listen to what he said, in this instance, Haney do a
He
lot
was
of
right.
his dad. He was right. Like, you could be critical of some of the shit he say, like a little side eye sometimes. But in this particular situation, he wasn't wrong because he was basically saying, "Hey man, that's a young dude. That's a fucking champion." And both of
But
our ass was locked the fuck up, bro, at his age. So like
that's
he
true.
20.
But
What is he? 20? Nah, but like
Devin ain't the fighter
when
that he
be
was. That's what I'm looking at it as. Like, man, how can he be hating on the fighting aspect? All right, I got you. Like, he might be right on the business. Like, listen, dude, you ain't even see this type of money Devin seen, and that's normally how
no,
he'll
but
carry.
Devin, no, but B Hop was locked the fuck up at his age. He wasn't
Yeah,
fighting,
yeah, yeah.
bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, he ain't see that type of money until probably towards the end of his career, because Devin getting a little here, little there. He
No,
getting to the money.
but he wasn't fighting, period. Like he was in jail, bro.
Yeah, he was in
He
jail
was
fighting.
not
Yeah, yeah.
professionally, he was not professionally fighting. So whatever that young man is doing, you aren't on the same level as him when you at that age, when you make those kind of mistakes. So it just didn't make no sense
So
what
you
he
don't
was
think
saying
his
in the
skill
context.
set itself? Like
But you
you don't
can't,
think like maybe he like listen, my skill set at that because you gotta remember he was like 59-0 or 59-4 in the pen. You know what I'm saying? That was his amateur career until he was released from incarceration and then he went straight pro. So you could be amateur forever.
yeah, but how you gonna compare that, bro? That's what I'm saying. Like, how you gonna compare that? How you gonna make that kind of comparison?
Grown man power, man.
No, bro,
He
but I'm
wasn't able
saying
to.
like in the context of a free man fighting and somebody locked the
Hmm.
fuck up. How you gonna compare those two?
Yeah. Listen, all right, you right.
Like
I
you
give you
locked
that
up,
one.
bro. I don't give a shit what you do. You locked the fuck up, bro. You can't make that comparison, man. Your ass in jail for a reason. You're not free. You was he called him a fucking cat burglar. I mean, it was comical the shit he was saying, but he was cooking his ass. I mean, the shit was funny. I don't take Bill Haney too serious. He's a
So
great
I gotta
promoter.
take. Yeah, okay. I was about to say, me, man. And I hear Bill. I was like, here we go with this guy in his mouth.
Nah, man,
It's
he
a
was
whole
right in
bunch
this
of
instance,
game.
man.
So you know how and I'm not calling him one, but you know how a crackhead when they get to try to sell you something or tell you something, you to shut it out like, oh, okay, bye. That's kind of how I deal with Bill. Like, all right, you know what he's talking. Okay, here we go. Because he'll sell you on
Nah,
that bridge
bro,
in Brooklyn. He'll sell you on
but
that
he
bridge in
ain't.
Brooklyn.
I mean, but you gotta remember, he slash promoter, bro. He
Yeah,
trainer
yeah,
slash promoter slash dad. So you gotta take
yeah.
all those roles into account. So in every instance, he ain't wrong. In this particular instance, he ain't 100% wrong in the instance that he framed it. Now, if you want to go outside of that and say what type of fighter Bernard Hopkins was and what type of fighter Devin is, that's two different things.
Uh-huh.
Because B Hop, we don't know what Bernard Hopkins was at Devin Haney because that was in fucking jail, bro. So we don't know.
Yeah. But so maybe I need him to start walking around with multiple shirts, right? And when he's about to do some promoting stuff, he need to switch that shirt and put on or a hat to say, I'm talking to the promoter now. Because when
Nah,
he
he ain't always right though, bro. He's not always right, but in this
it's
particular
just he be
instance, he wasn't
saying some
wrong.
stuff, man. You be like, come on, bro, shut up, man. There's no way you want me to believe this. And you take it serious. Me personally, I take it serious. They're like, come on,
Nah, man. B
man.
Hop, like, okay, what B Hop do over there at Golden Boy? Who he signing? Like, what fights he fixing? Like, really think about that. Well, that's what he's saying, bro. Like, come on, man, just go sit down somewhere, relax. And they was saying he got paid. I don't know what he got paid. I have no idea on the insides of what he got paid. I don't know how true that is because he was saying he got paid in stock. He didn't even get paid in cash. So I don't know how true that is. Who knows?
I don't get too much into the money of it, but I do know he's a minority owner, which whether as anyone that doesn't mean much. It just
No.
you have a portion of it. You could have 2 shares and be a minority owner.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. What that mean, bro? We don't know what
Yeah,
that mean.
it don't mean nothing. You know what I'm saying? It just sounds good. And it sounds good and look good on paper. Like, hey, you're the minority owner. Like.
Yeah, we have no idea
But
what that means, bro. But I mean, whatever,
yeah.
man. It is what it is, man.
But
B Hop and
let's
some
be
of the
let's be
stuff he do
honest.
is comical, man.
Golden Boy ain't making no fights at all anyway. So
So why your boy Terrence Crawford trying to go over there then, man? Acting like this man finna make some big time ass fights, man.
because Golden Boy is gonna protect Golden Boy protects the fighters, man. I'm trying to tell you. Listen, Golden Boy, if you are their cash cow or you their number one guy in that weight class, you will be protected. You will get paid handsomely, and they're gonna feed you. They just gonna feed you slow. Oh, come on, I got something for you to eat. Come on, take this. Come on, take this too. Come on, take this too. Now the question is, do they have enough Mexicans for them? Do they have enough Latino fighters on the roster for them? Because that's how they make their money. They throw those fights down there in Mexico, and it's cheap to put it on, and it's cheap to put the show on, and everybody turns out, and all he really
Ain't
paying for
nobody
is a
turning
fighter.
out for that. Ain't nobody turning out for that, bro. Because that guy got one fight that nobody cares about until he fights that fight, bro.
Oh yeah. But the Migos don't care. The Latinos don't care. You throw in,
Nah, but he ain't. But his ratings gonna go down because he losing his own fan base, bro.
Oh yeah, he
Remember,
will.
even
He
if
will.
even if the other guy bring his fan base, he then fucked up his fan base by not that whole negotiation shit. So he
You don't
ain't
think he's
bringing
going to
nothing to the
capture
table.
enough of them? You don't think
No,
he's going to
man.
capture enough of the other of the other person's fan base?
No, because he been lately on social media arguing with fans and shit, bro. Like you can't do shit like that. That's like that
Yeah.
Charlo shit, bro. When you start fucking around and even making a hint that you like going at fans and shit that's from your fan base, bro, you start turning people the fuck off. It don't even matter if it's right or wrong. That's why they have PR people. That's exactly why
Yeah.
they fucking got PR people.
Yeah.
Shit like
Man,
that, bro. You can't do
you
shit
listen
like
to
that.
some of these fighters, you like, okay, dude, you shouldn't. You're not media trained at all. And you can tell the difference between the ones that they put the money behind, because the ones they put their money behind, the way they speak, they're media trained. They're media
Yeah.
trained. Like you can tell, like, oh, you know what? We're gonna have you out here talking, representing us. Let's get you the training that you need. You know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna do some press conferences.
Yeah, but once you piss fans off, bro, look, man. Once you get people turned on you, it's hard to turn them back, and people won't like you, and they don't even
Yeah.
fucking know why. Like, look at all the people that hate LeBron. They can't even tell you why they don't even fucking like him, but they just don't like his ass. They can't point to not one reputable thing that make any goddamn sense why they don't like the man. But they just been hearing that shit, because you got a whole side that from the media that just beat down on that dude. Anytime you in that spotlight like that, it's always gonna be outlets that talk shit about you. So when you feed them with shit that look questionable, you just giving them fuel. You fueling that beast, man. You're not helping yourself. Yo, Combo, yeah.
Dropped out. I dropped out. My bad, man.
There
I
you go.
lost my. Yeah.
Yeah,
Hey,
yeah. But
Reggie
Terrence,
Owens, man, salute.
yeah, come on up, Reggie, man. Give us your opinion on some of this shit, man.
Yeah,
You do
I
that.
just
That
I think Terrence, man, he just listen. Who was I talking about? No one, you was Smoke. Was talking about that retirement tour. He's doing a retirement tour on the low.
yeah,
He
but
just
it's
grabbing
obvious.
up all he can. Well, it's obvious. It's obvious to us who sits back and talk boxing every day, but to a casual fan, which really he doesn't like. His fan base sucks so bad that his casual fans they gotta be like real heavy in the boxing anyway. Because like who likes him? I don't think people in his home state like really know who he is.
I mean, at this point, bro, listen, man. Whatever he was and he wasn't right now, his name just brewed in controversy because he like grabbed the bull by the horn. When the bull fell apart, he didn't want to take no responsibility. He wanted to put all the blame on the other side. When at one moment you want to be a boss during those negotiations, at the other moment you want to point towards the other person. And then you're even after he still got an opportunity to go and negotiate with that man, he's still not
Mm-hmm.
doing it. So like the
But
whole situation with him, it just looks bad, bro. There's no way
bad,
he could
yeah.
spin that shit. It ain't
Nah, you
nothing
know what
about
makes it
that
look
shit
bad
that
to
makes it
me?
look good.
You know what makes it look bad to me? He sat there and like real life tried to boss up, say, I need to see this, I need to see that, try to make boss demands and act as if he's supposed to be in that position, but then he go switch up and go get it from another promoter. Like, well, this ain't
Yeah,
work. Let me go ahead and keep getting spoon fed. Nigga, why was you doing all like so what was all the other stuff before? You might as well go back to them
exactly.
and be like, all right, listen, I apologize. Let's see if we can get a good deal. Or is that offer still on the table? If you truly trying to do something, now you just go to another side that really don't want to deal with them people. So what they can sit there and to protect you and be like, oh no, you still gotta agree to these terms. But they don't care if you agree or not, because like I said, they're gonna feed a couple Latinos to you. He already ain't selling out arenas. So
Yeah,
I don't know.
man. I mean, but it's bad because when you look at
Come up, Reggie.
dude. Yeah, come on up, Reggie. Yeah, come on up, Reggie. It just it's bad when you listen to this dude. It's like, bro, he talking out of both sides of his mouth, man. In one moment, he got to see all this books and all this shit, and then he's such a great seller. Then when he go to these other promoters, he don't need none of that shit
Yeah,
because you
he
don't
just sit
hear
back. He
you
just
know
sit back.
yeah you don't hear Golden Boy talking about no money. You don't hear Golden Boy talking about no percentages, none of that. He talking about the type of fighters that he's getting him. When he was talking about this fight, the fight everybody want him to get, it's about money. So how did it go from money to these types of fighters that you
Nah,
trying to
you right.
boost up? Like that's two different things. If
You
that's
right.
what it's
You right.
about, let that be what it's about. If it's about money, every time you fight, you need $10 million. If that's what it is, say that's what it is. Don't make it be that's what it is for one fight. Like, come on, man. Like, stop the bullshit. And then you get these dudes on here that's try to spin this shit in the pretzel where they keep making all these old false ass comparisons. I tell you what, at this point, Keith Thurman will have a better career if he keep this shit up when Keith Thurman retire, he'll have a better career than him, arguably, easily.
Man. See? Oh.
Tell me I'm wrong.
Yeah, actually, he will. And if Keith fights either Earl or him, even if Keith fights, so it sounds crazy, but if Keith is the fight Terrence, his career is still better than Terrence, win or
Yep.
lose, right? And
Yep.
that it sounds okay. So you get what I'm saying, right? It sounds a little, crazy,
No,
but
but you're right.
in all honesty, man, it's like, come on, dude. You could say, listen, I wonder, actually, this may be what Bob was dealing with. About Bob was like, man, it's not worth dealing with him.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, you difficult, you know what I'm saying? And he probably was giving him all these per diems because, they they pay for your room, probably not probably, you're paying for your room, they paying for your crew, they giving tickets out, you know what I'm saying? Everything. And they probably giving more than half of his tickets out to his fights.
Man, but look, okay, so the last fighter he fought, Terrence Crawford, the best one he fought, that dude retired after that fight. So you fighting a guy that's one of your best fights at the back end of his career. The last fight that he actually fought, that's one of your best fights. So like how you claiming that as your best fight when the dude literally retired after he fought you? Like, come on, man. What are we doing? Like that dude his competition level ain't that high.
No. And he looks good because he's fighting people on the back end, like you said, with names.
Yeah, but if he would have fought, like, all that would have disappeared when he would have sat down and had those negotiations. Those two dudes would have fought. You wouldn't have nothing to say because at the end of that, we would have figured it out. We'd have figured out what it was, and that'd have been the end of it. But when he did all that goofy ass shit, it's like, okay, man, we got to be critical now. Now we got to be critical because when he was on the PB, what's his name, Bob Arum, you say, okay, well, Bob Arum, that's who he feeding them, that's who he guiding them. Now that you saying, fuck that, I want complete control. So you got complete control, you take complete responsibility. That's how that shit go, bro. You can't have one side of that. You can't take complete responsibility only when shit go good. And then the other side when it go bad, nah, it ain't my fault. Ain't got nothing to do with that. Like that shit don't work like that, man.
Sides, though, man. The way he's switching those sides, you're right, though. He tried to do it slick with it. And he's been so quiet since then.
Yeah, and then the BLK Prime, man. Quiet. I thought BLK Prime, the deal that he had with them was so sweet. Like, why you still ain't fighting with them cats?
You ain't running back? You supposed to run it back, right? And the money, you know what I'm saying? You made money. So even now, check this. Did he not bring the money in he's supposed to bring? And they saying we ain't messing with you, or did they do bad business? And because it's both of their first times out the gates. It's like we don't know which one it is. Now it's looking like maybe it could be a combination of both. Or maybe because, what's going on with Adrian Broner's situation, trying to get this fight going. But, hey, it's looking a little rough, man. It's looking heck of a rough.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, somebody ain't – that relationship split for a reason, bro. And remember, all those tickets that he had in the stadium, those weren't regular seat prices. The pay-per-view wasn't regular pay-per-view. So even if he did 100 or whatever he did, those pay-per-view tickets was like $40 or some shit. Those weren't no $100. Those weren't no $79, $99 tickets. Like those numbers, they kind of skewed. Yeah, those not no $100 pay-per-view tickets, bro. They weren't selling those pay-per-views for no $100, bro. So like it's always kind of skewed when you have those arguments with people because it's not really legit, man.
It's not the same value. If it's not held at the same value, it's different.
Yeah, it's like Kia trying to argue how many cars they sell versus fucking Mercedes, bro. Like you're not selling the same. Your price point ain't the fucking same.
Yeah. Well, it's like here in Maryland, we got the DC Maryland, we got the thing with crabs, right? And you order a bushel of crabs. Well, you get a lot more in a bushel of small than you get in a bushel of large. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna get more. Who get how many tennis balls to how many soccer balls you can fit in the bag? You know what I'm saying? One of those type of things. And
oh man.
But what gets me is, and this is what I was thinking about. Do you watch? I don't know if you watch Drink Champs. It's a rapper by the name of
I watch him sometimes. Oh
yeah, and Nori always asks that question about.
The ticket's still open. Reggie say Broner's ticket's still open. You still get Broner fights right now still.
Wow, that's crazy.
That's not good, bro. That's not good.
That's They need that. They need to have that covered. They need to have that space sold out. Like. He's going to have to go on a tour, but mentally, can he go into a tour right now, a press run, plus his first fight back, and cutting the weight like that? That's asking a lot of him.
So I don't know how many more fights he got. I don't know how many fights he got at a high level. Because he ain't no spring chicken with that, bro. So I
No,
don't
he's
even know
not.
how
He's
many
not.
how many fights he got left in him to even do that.
He's not. But what I was saying is, you ever notice like when Nori says they ask Nori like when Nori always asks people, do you what do you say, independent or label? I feel like
Yeah,
that's the moment that Bud just had. Like he thought he could be independent, but then he didn't notice how comfortable and how good he had it underneath of a big
yeah,
label, a big promotion company. He's like, know what? I'm gonna fall back and be a promote. Just let somebody else do it. Because like when Nori talks about it, he's like, listen, man, all that you do is drop your CD on, and they got everything together. The press run, bop,
yep,
bop, bop, bop. This package is sent out. Like I think now he's probably sitting back like, well, maybe he earned, or maybe Bob was earning this. Plus, Bob Arum, Top Rank had a whole structure,
yeah.
time tested structure. No, you can say whatever you want to say about their business and all that, but their structure was time tested.
No, but I mean the problem. Look, this is the problem with that. Everybody don't need to have their own business, bro. Just because you got a business, don't mean you know how to run the shit correctly. And just because you've been an employee at a place, don't mean you can just spin off and run your own business. I mean that's just what it is. And especially if you weren't in that business working there and trying to figure
Mm-hmm.
out the other side of that. If you weren't trying to figure out the financials and the business side of that, and you was just an employee, then you was a damn fool to try to run out there and be a businessman. Because you need to sit there and go like Magic Johnson, go in the owner office, pull the books open, and try to figure some shit out. Talk to some people. Because remember
Yeah.
when he did that press run that he was trying to defend himself, he's like, "Oh, I didn't look at the books because I didn't have a reason to look at the books." What do you mean? You're trying to be your own boss. You got that's your reason for looking at the books. You need to
Mm-hmm.
know numbers when you're dealing with business. How can you know if you're profitable? That's fucking
Now,
insane. That's
but
crazy.
the difference is, why some of these athletes, I believe, can transfer over or transit over, um, is, let's face it, they have a college education. So not even the fact that they may or may not have learned and retained this information in school, they have the connections of
Yes.
alumni that they can pull on and say, hey, you know what? Oh boy, they should do my calculus homework for me. Hey, what you doing? Come take a look at this for me. How much you want? And they can help them with those things and look at those numbers. When you don't have those connections, and because his career has been so isolated in Omaha,
Yeah.
like
Well,
you,
he would have been cool with the Omaha thing, bro. I just think that, like, listen, man, if you don't take your time to figure out what's going on with that business, bro, and you like, fuck this, I just don't like how you doing me, I'm out. I could do it by myself.
yeah, we can
And you
respect
got
it.
no
And you know what? We would have
idea.
respected that.
Yeah, if you got no idea what you're doing, like you can't learn on the fly and then want people to be patient with you because you talk mad shit about this dude. Like he just was doing you so dirty and this, that, and the third. And now you get out here, you just made a fucking debacle with that shit, bro. Because if Bob Arum would have did what he did, he'll be suing the shit out of that guy. If
Oh
Bob
yeah,
Arum did what he
remember his
did,
lawsuit disappeared. Remember his lawsuit just
of
disappeared.
course it disappeared because it's
Bob
bullshit,
was
bro.
like, yeah, okay, this is some bullshit.
That's some
You know what
bullshit,
I'm saying?
bro. Like, look, that dude been in business for a long time, bro. I know we got all emotional about the shit because it's Bob Arum and he be on some bullshit. But that dude sat there and when he did those hostage videos, he told you what it was, man.
You
He
call
told
him
you what it
monster
was.
video.
That's
Mind
what
you,
he
it was like
said.
he didn't have no camera, no, what you call it, the lights behind the camera, no nothing.
Yeah, I mean,
He was
whatever,
on the
bro.
couch like, hey, these people doing me wrong.
Yeah, he kind of did it to himself, bro. At some point, man, listen, man. Damn, we men, bro. You can't be hiding behind people blaming everybody for everything, bro. When
But
you
you know
say,
what? I think he should go ahead and go to promoter route. And this is why I said, his kids, he got them boys. His boys
well, why not go to PBC
outstanding.
though?
But
Why not
no,
go to
hear me out.
CBC, Carbo? If you want to go to promoter, why you going to a promoter now? You got to You got to have a negotiate. That don't even
No.
make any
I mean,
sense.
him become his own promoter on paper and learn from these promoters that he's under, like truly learn the
Too
business. Because
late, bro. You're
his
35,
sons,
Combo.
yeah.
Too late, bro. You're 35, bro. You ain't 20.
I was just thinking his sons, are outstanding wrestlers, and he could put on some stuff there.
Nah, he too old, bro. He 30 something years. This the back end of his career. He's supposed to do that shit in the front end of his career, bro. You don't get to retirement age when you got a couple years later talking about let me learn the business when you physically got to do it. Nah, man. You do that when you got another fighter in the tail. You don't do that now and then and create this mess, man. You don't do that. And think about what he's doing. He get out here and blame Barbarian, threw mud everywhere, and now like you want people to work with you, bro. Like, nah, man, you can't do shit
Yeah,
like that.
yeah. Man, I think honestly, if he would have got Sean before, if Sean would have fought him before he fought Earl, boy, Sean would have wore that tail out.
It'd have been more credible. It'd have been a more credible win. It
Yeah.
can't be Sean's last fight, and then that can't be one of your best fights, and that's Sean's actual last fight. Yeah,
And
like
you
that
got
don't make any
Sean out
sense.
here like telling the truth now that he retired. He's like, "No, I needed hip surgery." And remember, his whole style was
Yep.
that Mike Tyson get the angles and
Charge.
getting off those,
Yep.
yeah, getting those angles on him. And when he's like, "Yo, I need a hip surgery," and his dad is like, "Hey, I seen that he wasn't trying to do the training like he used to. He wasn't dedicated as before. And then you get in there, and still you was
Yep.
losing on the card. Sean was still outboxing you,
Yep.
and you're supposed to be this great, outstanding boxer. It kind of feels
Yep.
like maybe, you know, and they supposed to be someone's friends. I wonder if it was a situation. I don't know. I don't think Sean's going to say, "Hey, just come and beat me," you know.
Nah.
But he
It's
probably was like,
like,
you know, I ain't like I used to be. You know, we're gonna do what we're gonna do. You're gonna get you some money. You're gonna get my name on there. But that's about
I don't know,
it.
bro. I think like all of that would have disappeared. Like I said, if that fight would have been made, none of that shit would have happened, bro. It's just all that after the shit. But like I said, he going at fans and on Instagram and shit. Like, bro, what are you doing, man? Like that means you got too many yes men around you. Can't nobody say, bro, don't do that shit. Even if you think that shit right, like don't do that.
But he was doing that when he lost his when he was no longer with Top Rank.
Man, that's
Like
silly,
he started
man.
that when he was with Top Rank. Like underneath of Bob, it was more like, don't worry, you know, you can tell Bob would come out and talk for him. You can tell, like, you know, he was more of the, not even him, you know, they had their mouthpieces in place for their fighters in general. And he just sat back and just, it's like the time when he was supposed to be, it sucks, but it's like the time when he's supposed to be loud and boisterous, he wasn't. And that should have been the man in these fights early on. When Earl was like, "Hey, I'm gonna clear up," like this whole argument where Earl said, "I'm gonna go handle my side of the street," he should have been banging at the door. "Nah, come right now, come right now." Like
But he ain't had to do that, Combo. If he knew that was the way he was going, all he had to do was any of those fights that he knew them dudes had belts, go get one of them belts before he get it.
Yeah,
that way he would have had to see you. That's all he had to do.
Think about that. I didn't even think
That's
about
all
that.
he had to. If you knew this man trying to pick up all the belts and there's 40 joints out there, go hit one of these dudes before he get them. That's all you had to do, bro. Like that shit is nonsense. Like that's a game that these dudes do to deflect and try to protect that dude, man. That's nonsense. Cause it ain't that hard, bro. None of that shit that's going on. Like it ain't like it's like a fucking it's that many moves that you can make. It's only a few moves you can make if that's what you're trying to do.
Yeah.
That's just protection, bro. And that shit's mind boggling because when you try to get into that with people, like they go into this whole spin and all these crazy ass hypotheses and prognostications and a bunch of bullshit that don't make no sense because we seen what happened, bro.
I think Father Time has gotten to him faster than he thought it was going to. I think he sees something in himself that he knows he doesn't have in him no more. Like you listen, as an athlete, especially when you get out there and you test the engine every once in a while, which he does, you know, because he's fighting these guys. We're not going to say everyone that don't deserve it, they be there because they're there for a reason, right? But when you test the engine and you hit that gas pedal and it don't respond the way you're used to, you kind of know, like, okay, something's a little different here. And I think that's one reason why he was getting outboxed against Sean Porter. And who was the boy? What's my man? He stuck in there with him too. He did not let him just dog him. Oh, hold on. I'm about to pull up his box rack. Hold on. I can't think of dude's name. Hold on.
So we're just talking about Fred, but that whole thing with them, that was with that PBC thing, Reggie, man. That's when that was the last of that, and that shit was ran off of email, which is a bunch of nonsense, man. These guys and all these crazy ass narratives that be spinning in a circle would just be crazy, man. I don't get none of this stuff, and it don't make good sense, man. Because you hear people when they start criticizing PBC that they're gonna go broke, they point to one article that's written that don't make no sense. It's just nonsense.
What happened?
Nah, there was the Fred. I mean, originally talking about Fred in the comments about his last little thing he did, where he was saying PBC was going broke, and it was based off of some email that he read. That was like a partial email, supposed to be an intercompany email, and then since then, the CEO of Paramount is the one who really controlled the purse strings of Showtime. Well, within that email, he basically said any entity within Paramount, they're going to relook at it, revisit it, and see if they're going to keep it if it's not more than 10% of their operations. But if you follow the market like I follow it, a lot of these companies, they're consolidating, bro. Yeah, all of them are doing
the new fad. The consolidate is the newest fad, dude.
Like, exactly, because the money ain't out here like it was.
If you have a business that you can't outsource, you consolidate, especially when it's entertainment.
But they're not. So Showtime is under Paramount. It's already under Paramount. That's not nothing new. They just switched up the operations. Instead of them having a separate entity of Showtime and Paramount, they just merged that shit. Like, why we need two buildings when we're under the same entity? We cut back anyways. Like, it's just common sense, bro.
Yeah, if you look at the music industry, remember how they had all these companies, sub companies, parent companies, and if you look back, you'll see that like this company that was his own, like a sub company of Sony, is now bought out by Sony, and Universal is now back under. It's always been under Sony, but they had a merger. No, they didn't have a merger. They just took and said, we're getting rid of this office, that space that we don't need. We're going to get rid of it, trim this fat, and run lean. Which this is what's going to happen, especially after what we had with COVID and the economy. Like, the companies are going to have to run lean.
Yeah, but these dudes don't know enough, man. And then, like, what they trying to do is they're trying to act like they're equal. Showtime is not equal to Paramount, bro. That is not the same fucking thing, man.
No, Paramount is the parent company. Showtime,
the bigger company by leaps and bounds. Yeah.
You know,
but they making them equal.
It's like when people talk about, in fact, perfect example, Disney. ESPN is not bigger than Disney.
No, not even close.
You may think it is, but Disney, and within Disney, there is multiple ESPNs. ESPN made it at ESPN Sports, and then they may have like boxing, football, or whatever, within it. But no, you're just a portion of that.
Yeah, but that's what some of these dudes make their channels on, because they jump on any opportunity they have, they jump on there and be hollering about this PBC going broke. Like, come on. And they don't even realize where those narratives get started from, man. And that's part of too, like what Haney was talking about.
Paramount got tight too. But Paramount itself got so tight too, because they started to trim their fat. Well, I guess that's the same thing we just said with PBC, but they all started trimming their fat altogether. So, okay, we don't need this, we don't need that.
But look,
consolidate this.
But look, I give you a prime example, right? If Facebook, which right now they call Meta as a company. Meta, they went into this year saying they're gonna contribute 20% of their annual budget into the metaverse, into building that out, scaling that out. Okay, 20% for them is $10 billion, right? Mm-hmm. But that's what they said for their last quarter, just $10 billion. So they're going to go forward and probably spend another 10 for 4 more times. But they laid people off. So, okay, so if you look at them laying people off, you say, oh, man, they make cutbacks. They must be going out of business. No, hell, they ain't. They just decided that that's not what they wanted to do, is that section. But the other section, they still got the growth in, whereas they putting that $10 billion into scaling out the metaverse. Like, business plans are what they are. They're plans, man. Just because you get rid of something and you might move some people over to something else don't mean you shutting down a company. It's just that you don't see value in having all that personnel. Like, that happens all the time, man. It's fucking weird shit. These guys do some weirdo shit trying to protect like certain fighters and try to make sense of that shit.
Yeah, I think he's just done with the whole thing with boxing in general, which I ain't mad at him. Rightfully so. He came in, he had his time with it. Boxing, one thing about boxing, man, what I can say, if you truly love boxing, you're going to hate it.
Yeah.
If you truly love the sport of boxing, it's going to let you down and disappoint you so many times that you don't want to watch it no more. You don't want to hear about it. Like, the business of boxing is so nasty. It could turn off the most avid. I'm talking about even a fighter who would put his life on the line for the sport. He'll just turn around and say, "Man, I'm done with it. I'm done."
Yeah.
Because the business of it is just so nasty, man.
Well, it's not, to me, it's not the business, it's the fans of it. Like, look, anybody can watch football and have their opinion on the Super Bowl, right?
Yeah.
But when you start having your opinion on fights, motherfuckers want you to be like a historian of boxing. Like, motherfucker, I can't just be a casual fan like I do every other thing. I got to know all the rules and
Yeah,
know how
okay.
to
Like you said,
score
you want
fights and
somebody
all that.
the
Like,
whole
the fuck?
roster.
Yeah, like, come on, man. Like, bro, like everybody that people got lives, they got shit going on. Like, that's where you make your bread at. Like that's what happens to me. That's kind of like weird because it's like you can only have a opinion if you got a big enough megaphone, people listen to you, and then it's like, okay, so what do you know about boxing? You know this? Nah, man. Look at the biggest voices on the biggest ESPN shows. Those are non-athletes, non-writers. So all the shit that these dudes be doing on boxing, trying to make you have all these crazy ass credentials, like, bro, nobody else does that weird shit. And then most of the time, that's because they don't like people's opinion. So that's a way of them downgrading your opinion is because of that.
Now, I would like to see more boxers turn to judges or turn referees, because I feel like that should be I think for some boxers, some fighters, that's a better transition than into commentating or just into just going out into the dust, because there's nothing for them. Like, you're done, you're done. Like, yeah, you did this your whole life. That's all you know, but you're done. Go away. Or you didn't make it. Or go spar and be a sparring partner forever. You know?
Yeah.
Now some of these channels, I do, like, I listen to it and I'm like, a lot of guys sound stupid. A lot of guys actually just make channels just to bash another. Like, it's just some weird shit, dude. It's some weird stuff. Like, it's just weird, man. Boxing is weird. And you don't, me personally, from someone who truly loved boxing, who truly
Coop in the back.
always loved.
Coop in the back, combo. Coop in the back.
Got you. Hey, Kyle, he in the back. Kyle, he in the back. You gotta make him vibrate, Coop. He gonna come up. He gonna bring you up to sit there.
Yeah,
Shout out to so real quick, shout out to the boxing session. He lost his microphone, so yeah. Kyle, when is your next fantasy like boxing card? So listen, we're doing a fantasy fight boxing card tomorrow. Regular time. It was a little issue today. We had some technical difficulties, but we'll be back regular schedule. And I had a good fight. I had it this time, and I had a good legend. But Kyle, or our IT people, screwed up. I think Kyle just hating on the DC player. That's what I think it is. Yo, Coop, what's up, man?
What's up, Coop,
man?
I've
been back here for 20 minutes.
Man, no love
man,
for Coop,
you ain't 20 minutes. You ain't do nothing in your life for 20 minutes.
I'm driving to work.
No love for Coop, man. What's up, Coop, man? What's going down?
Crazy, man. I think he's mad I kicked him off my panel yesterday.
Who you kicked off?
Cal.
Yeah, you throwing Cal up out there? Got him out of there?
Man, he was just sitting there, and a young lady was trying to get up there, and I put the hose before the bros, and now he's mad at me.
Today we having a Coop. We doing a Coop formula show. You know what I'm saying? You start the stream and you let it go. That's the formula for the day.
Listen, I learned from the best. That nigga Cal taught me, get y'all up here having conversations and fall asleep.
Yeah. So that's what we're doing. We're doing Coop style. This is Coop style today.
Once y'all start talking, my job is done.
That's it. You out there.
But hey, we in the pocket, so we ain't stopping. You know what I'm saying? He good as long as he don't sit down.
Right.
Hey man, I'm gonna need you to put I'm gonna send a little birdie to come talk to you, Coop.
It's all good.
Cause apparently I'm dead wrong and I over exaggerated by canceling those plans.
Oh shit. Nah, nigga, you dead right for canceling them damn plans.
I'm like, what? Like, I didn't say nothing wrong. I said, yo, you really fucked up in the head. Like, you don't know what you said, did you?
Hey, y'all see the question in the chat that Anthony Manzano put, man?
Yeah, that's what I said. Okay. As boxers fans, who is the most underrated boxer? because of them being overshadowed by Oscar, Golden Boy, De La Hoya, and Floyd Money Mayweather. So to answer that, you're asking about that era only. You're saying in that era, basically, what boxer was as good, but they was overshadowed by such great figures or publicly known fighters like Oscar De La Hoya, Floyd Mayweather. Who would you say? I kind of feel the people that's supposed to have gotten their light during that time, gotten their light. You know, I was a big fan of Felix Trinidad. Winky Wright, I don't think Winky Wright was outshadowed.
I don't think none of those dudes was. I
Different
think
weight
when it came
class.
to it, they showed what they was. Pressure hit.
Yeah, you know, that's what I'm saying. Like Trinidad, you know, it just when it happened, it happened. When he broke, he broke. Don't get me wrong, you know, Winky Wright was our legendary fighter for yesterday. And you look over at his resume, you look over, and then you gotta understand he's a southpaw counter puncher from DC. So what is it to love? What is it not to love? Could his persona been bigger? Maybe, but he fought in a different weight class. So really, I don't see how they could take from that. It's like he fought B-Hop.
Yeah, I think eventually in boxing you get a chance to show what your worth is, man. Now if you step up and you do your thing, then you get handsomely rewarded. If you don't, man, that's just what it is. People just remember that one moment, that one fight.
Yeah, I think that's what I'm saying. That's what I think it is. And I think, you know, it's just I'm from the other guys, I apologize, I have my headphones in, but I think it's just like right now, it's the weight class you're in and the competitors you have around. Like they're going to say the same thing about Earl and Bud compared to David and David Benavidez or a
No,
Usyk.
you ain't gonna hear nobody talking about Earl and Bud like that. Listen, we arguing about this stuff now, but as time passes and you see how these dudes' careers shake out, that's not gonna be a discussion, bro. When you look at their resumes, that's not gonna be a discussion. If this dude go down the path that he talking about, we shall see. That's not gonna be a discussion when this shit over and done, man. Because you're gonna look at who he actually fought and you'll be like, damn, that's it.
So when I'm talking about like, I guess what he's saying in the question is fighters that could have been bigger celebrities or could have been bigger draws, but just didn't get the opportunities to be that big draws because of Floyd and Oscar was taking up so much of the. Go ahead.
But was it Floyd and Oscar? Because you could say the same thing about your boy. What's your boy that went over to BLK Prime? What's the guy name? Like
Adrian?
No. The one that kept. He missed that one. He actually didn't take a fight or two. What's his name? The one that was that arguing at Canelo at the press conference. Fuck is his name? Boo Boo. Yeah. Like at some point, you kind of Boo Boo shot himself in the foot with the bullshit he did, bro. Like at some point, these guys do weird shit, man.
I think Boo Boo shot himself in the foot because he really didn't have a market.
Yeah.
He's just a weird ass dude. Like he wasn't relatable to the urban black, to the hip hop culture. Let's say that he's not relatable to the hip hop culture. He's not relatable to the Bud, but at least Bud does have an urban edge to him. Like this guy, you see his last press conference, he showed up looking like Jackie Chan. Like, come on, bro. Like, what are you doing?
Well, then he's not active either, bro. That's the other problem, dude. Like when you're not active for a long fucking time, bro.
I think
that's a problem, man.
I think the people who's going to steal the light for this generation. Actually, you know what? The people who's still in the shine for this generation is Tank. Tank is holding back a lot of people's shine.
Well, I mean, you got the one Charlo, the one that actually, you got the Charlo who actually fights, but his brother.
Listen, I know you didn't say that.
Yeah, but his other brother, because the one who don't fight and do all that weird shit and that weird talking, it's like because they twins, they literally joined in the press. Like most motherfuckers don't know that they're swaying between one and the other, so they just grouped them two guys together, dog. So you got one doing weird shit, not fighting, talking shit to fans, like, oh fuck them guys, both of them.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah.
So, I actually had that conversation with a casual fan today, and she was like, "Oh yeah, you know, all I know is Tank, but I stumbled across these twins, and they were talking their shit, and they were, you know, styling." And I was like, "Yeah, if you keep watching, you'll get irritated by them because it's not a one-time thing. Like that's a all over and over and over. Like eventually, it gets tiring."
Oh, he
Like,
said that. See what he put in the chat. Let me clarify.
go
He
ahead. I'm sorry. Go
said
ahead. I can't
he
see.
said he said I mean when Oscar and Floyd were in their primes, winning titles in the lighter divisions.
When Oscar and Floyd was in their prime, was it fighters in lighter divisions?
Yeah, when he says, let me clarify, I mean when Oscar and Floyd were in the primes, winning
Uh-huh.
titles in the lighter divisions.
Oh, before they got the cooking that mega fight and everything.
Yeah,
It wasn't their time then.
yeah,
You know, it wasn't their time then. Like, I think the thing is, we tend to enjoy the bigger fighters, right? Like, a 154, is it going to sell, or is it going to be as intriguing to a casual as much as a heavyweight? Even a cruiserweight match, like, oh, these are big guys. Like, we want to see. Listen, we want to see a lot of carnage. We want to see huge carnage. We want to see the big car crash. We want to. If we can't see the trains crash, we want to see semis. We can't see the semis. We got to see cars. Nobody trying to see a bunch of Mini Coopers running to each other.
yeah. And they're not.
I'm just talking about
And
the casual. I enjoy it. I like to see
yeah,
it, but I would also like to see them get off the line too. Like some of these fighters, those smaller guys, they just get in, sock and bop them, and I'm like, that's cool. But can you get off the line? Like, please stop being there so there to hit.
yeah. And then it's promotion too, bro. Like the promotion of that is important too. That's a big
Mm-hmm.
part, and a lot of these dudes just want to show up because look, if you look at NBA, who do they talk about? LeBron. With
Yeah,
every 1
yeah,
hour segment, they're gonna bring up LeBron. I don't give a shit if he play on the Dallas Mavericks, they're gonna talk about his ass. Why?
yeah,
Because his name, he done promote his name. His name is huge, humongous.
yeah.
When you look at football, they talk about the fucking Cowboys, no matter
His
what, bro.
brand is synonymous with NBA.
Yeah,
The
yeah, no matter
NFL
what.
is synonymous with Dallas Cowboys. Tom Brady,
Exactly. No matter
right?
Tom Brady. Yep, no matter what.
It's
Aaron
the brand.
Rodgers.
It's
Aaron
the brand
Rodgers.
of it.
Like,
Yeah.
yep.
Who that?
And it's
Yeah, and for me, I don't think there's a true superstar in the sport. Like, there's not enough of a super. Like, some of these fighters don't fight long enough, like consistently enough to justify getting the superstar label tagged on them. Do you guys agree?
yeah.
I think they fight long enough. I don't think they fight competitive fights long enough. And like the first.
No, I'm saying they don't fight consistently enough. Consistently.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I'm saying combo.
No,
That
but
they
Tank. No, you got Tank and you got Tank fight enough, and EJ he fight enough. I mean, their names just ain't that big right now for various different reasons, and it's a different economy, bro. This ain't the Mayweather days, bro. This ain't that. We ain't in that time frame where people got those because all of the stuff that we got as far as technology now, all that shit was just getting crunk up when Mayweather and them boys was getting in when it was
Yeah.
heyday. And they have the shit that they got now where you got smart TVs, where you got fire sticks all over the place. You can watch the
You
shit
have
on your
social
phone.
media
Like,
you can promote yourself. Look at Ryan.
yeah.
yeah, and
Well,
I'm
I
getting,
mean,
Basis social media purely.
yeah,
but just the ways you can watch it, bro. Like you can literally watch this shit on your phone, bro. You can literally watch this shit on your phone. You can watch this shit on a smart TV streaming off of a Kodi stick or just the program Kodi and all these other outlets. You can have that shit back.
I'm gonna say this. I kind of hope eventually this is what happens, but there's too much money in the sport to do this, of boxing specifically, that they start either combining multiple divisions like 140 and 135. There's not really a big weight difference between them in terms of when the guys move up. There's maybe a 5 pound difference. They combine like 135, 140, 150, 154, and 147, 160, and 168. Like, to eliminate the confusion with fans who are just coming in, because you have so many weight classes, you combine certain weight classes because there's not a big weight difference between them. But there's too much money in boxing right now to even allow that to happen.
But I don't think it's that much money, bro. I think the whole situation with Terrence Crawford and Bud shows you that it's not that much money. Because if it was as much money as some people that we believe it would be, that fight would have happened. Money wouldn't have been an issue. So there's a limit where it's too far with these fights, where these promoters and these networks are like, whoa, we can't go past this number because we're not going to make money. So the numbers, it's a number, it's a limit where they just like, whoa, and those limits ain't what these guys think it is either.
No,
That's
I'm
the other
talking
problem.
about the money coming from the sanctioning bodies. I think the sanctioning bodies wouldn't allow them to combine the divisions, is what I'm saying. The sanctioning fees is what I'm talking about, Pittsburgh.
I get you. I think all of that kind of shakes itself out because look, man, no matter what, evolution of money changes everything. And when businesses stop making money, sanctioning bodies stop getting those fees paid and stop having all that stuff happening, they all have to shift, man. It's just the evolution of life and how it works, man. Like you look at all these businesses, man, all of them within the last 2 years, most businesses, their business models have changed within the last 2 years. There's very few that have not changed. And if that is because they're like more like hand to hand in person that they cannot change. But the ones that could change, they've already started changing. It
I'm
might be
surprised
slight, but they've
boxing
already
didn't get
changed.
affected. For me, the business model for boxing, I kind of surprised it didn't get affected harshly because of COVID. Like where they lost money because of
Kind
people
of
staying
did
home.
though.
It
It
kind
kind
of
of did
did.
because that's what. Yeah, remember Jake Paul came in and he vacuumed out a lot of money. When Jake Paul came in, those fights he had that people were paying for, that money, that he was getting, that shit wasn't like people was buying his fights plus other fights.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. No, but in general, I like sports. I think sports to me, in general, when it comes to the competitive sports, I think boxing and UFC specifically got affected the most because they're in confined spaces, like indoor confined spaces, compared to like sports like baseball and football, where they're in bigger stadiums. That's what, like outdoor stadiums and stuff like that. I think they got boxing, basketball, and UFC got affected because they're mainly indoor sports. Do you guys agree?
Uh, I don't. I kind of agree with you, but then on the other end, I just think that's just business, period, bro. I think at some point, like, look, Amazon got a small union in New York City, right? That was all based off of COVID. That would have never happened if it wouldn't have been for COVID. Starbucks got a small union started. That was all based off COVID. That would never happen. You look at a lot of these tech jobs, a lot of these remote workers that are allowed to work at home, which now they're trying to force them back. All that was based off COVID. You look at the airlines. At one point, they had the seats where you get on the airlines where it was every other seat. You couldn't even sit next to nobody.
Mm-hmm.
That was all based off of COVID. So there was a lot of changes that have changed one way, and then they've made an exact pivot back the other way. So a lot of this stuff has changed, bro. Even the ad spends that they do on Facebook, that they do on YouTube, all that shit's changed, man. So I think everything has changed. Even though we might not see it on the surface, the back end of that stuff, where the money part flowing in, the advertising, all that shit's changed, man. The whole structure of that shit's changed.
And you brought up unions. You just brought up unions, Pittsburgh. Do you and
Yeah.
Combo think boxing and combat sports in general would ever be would the sanctioning bodies, the promoters, and guys like Dana White allow these guys to unionize and stuff like that?
I don't think it's the promoters. It has to be the fighters, but you got to get the veteran guys to be willing to lose money because they're the ones that's going to lose. Like if they all get together and go on strike, the Terrence Crawfords, the EJs, those guys who are like towards the middle to the back end of their career, they're the ones that lose out, not the young guys.
Okay.
Those guys got to be the one to eat it, and I don't see those guys willing to do that.
You think their
That's the
egos
issue.
won't allow them to do that? Is what you're saying?
I think it takes a special person, no matter how much money you make, to be willing to sit out an entire year for the benefit of somebody else, not even your benefit. Like if this is the end of your career, you only got a year or two left, and you're going to throw away a year for somebody else. I think it takes a special kind of person to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if these dudes are that. That's what I'm saying. I just don't see
You
a
don't
lot of
think
that
Tyson
running around.
Fury would do that? Is what you're saying? Guys like Tyson Fury, AJ, Deontay, these guys are like in the back end of their careers. they want to make as much money as possible, and you don't think they would be willing to give up the money to benefit the younger guys behind them, is what you're saying.
Yeah, I don't think enough of them
I
would.
think a lot
I
of
think
would.
I don't think enough of them. I think
You
a
think?
few of them would. Yeah, no, I'm thinking enough of them to make an impact. No,
Oh, you think Deontay and AJ would? You said?
probably. Yeah, they would. I believe they would too. I don't think enough of them would.
Yeah, no, that's why I think, but that's what hurts boxing a little bit. Not having a union can hurt a sport like boxing because these fighters complain that they're not getting enough money and stuff like that. Why not? Oh, I think that's what's going to hurt boxing in the long run. That's where it's going to become a niche sport, even more niche, because these athletes don't want to stand up for their. They want to stand up, but they don't want to sacrifice. Like you said, they don't want to sacrifice for the younger guys behind them because they never had that when they were younger fighters. The big guys like Floyd Mayweather and Oscar didn't want to, or Manny didn't want to give up money to benefit these guys to help the health of the sport.
But I think it takes a special person to do that because a lot of these guys are finally making money. So now you're
That's how
telling the guy who's
everybody
been
did
waiting all this
Kaepernick
time to
in the NFL.
finally get their money. Yeah, you want these guys that's finally making money to say fuck that. Because look at the NFL. The NFL never goes on strike. They complain about it. They talk that shit. They take worse deals. Why? Because these guys aren't willing to do it. So I'm saying like it sounds good in theory, but these guys not willing to do it, man. A lot of these guys not going willing to do it.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. These guys are almost like independent contractors. Almost, they don't. It boxing has the same model as almost like pro wrestling, kind of where these guys are independent contractors, even though they're signed with people. They're basically making money on their own. They're independent guys. They're independent ICs. Do you guys agree? Boxers are almost like independent contractors, in a sense.
Yeah, but that's to their own detriment at some point. Because look, like even if you look at the in countries, right? The countries that are the most disorganized, that have the most resources, they're the poorest countries, and they got all these resources, but they're not organized. You got one dude, you go in that country and holler at that one dude and pay him off, you good. That's what you got going on right now. There's no unity in that. And there's only going to be a few people that's going to eat real good and handsomely, and everybody else going to be fucked. As long as that guy who's getting the paper ain't willing to put down his paper, it doesn't get spread. It just stops right there at the door.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's all about greed, almost like these fighters care more about their pockets than the health of the sport. That's what that's what makes me mad as a what's it called? A boxing fan, a young boxing fan, that these fighters, instead of caring about the health of the sport and being like filtering money, helping the younger guys, bringing them up and protecting the health of the sport, and maybe willing to get having that special mindset to be able to give up money to help the young guys to unionize so they can have health care and stuff like that, where they can be protected after they retire so they don't end up becoming homeless. Like, was it Aaron Pryor that ended up becoming homeless, Pittsburgh, or something? I can't remember.
It sounds familiar, but I'm not sure. But you
Yeah.
gotta remember too, Anthony, man. Listen, man. Most people who work at jobs, they're not unionized unless they're like county jobs. Like most people don't work at unions. So like you asking fighters who that's all they do to organize when you got majority of people won't do that. Majority of people are not in unions, unfortunately. They just not. And now the people that are in unions, when they go to the negotiations and they negotiate these contracts, the people who are in unions, they don't have a lot of leverage because they know that their members can't afford to sit out for no months at a time. Because most of these dudes are check to check. That's what it is. No matter if they making 100,000 or they're making millions of dollars. A lot of people are not good with finances, man. And a lot of people are selfish as hell. That's just the reality of it. And most people who work at jobs, they're not in unions, and you don't see that many of them forming. Like the only one I can point to that we've had form in the last 25, 30 years has been Amazon, Starbucks. That's it.
Yeah, no, and the truckers unions too, like the farmers workers unions and stuff. Those
But those
those
already
two.
was there though. Those already there. I'm talking about new ones. Like new,
Okay.
yeah, like you start a new union, like you don't really see that.
Oh, like Walmart. You don't see people in
No.
Walmart or like Target, like these big box stores forming unions because they don't want to be losing since they're working paycheck day to day for money. It's
Yeah,
never gonna happen.
Tesla. Yeah,
Hey,
you don't
wouldn't
see
it be hard
Tesla.
for boxers to unionize because they don't have like guaranteed contracts and shit, and it depends on like if you fighting or if you're not?
No, but I mean the whole concept of you getting organizing a union would have to be that you would have to take a financial loss right now, right? That could be a month, that could be a year, that could be 2 years. So in that time, that would mean that we will all have to get together and say, hey, look, we not fucking fighting till we get this, that, and then third demand met. So you would have to come together as a group collectively, and everybody would have to lose money. That's what the problem is. That's where your leverage is. Your leverage isn't in your demands. It's in you having an impact on the other side of the business, which is the people who are paying you. Is telling them, look, we ain't making money, and y'all motherfuckers ain't making money till we get this. But the people who are paying you, they can wait you out because they got money. They can sit there and wait. You on the other end,
Yeah,
you can't. Most of these dudes not willing to do that. Is what I'm saying.
the lesser man on the totem pole can't wait.
Could, but they're
Yeah,
not willing to do it.
like the club fighters is what you're saying. Can't wait because they're the ones being paid day to day almost and have other jobs. They're not boxing the whole
I
time.
don't.
They
I
I
seen
don't
dude
think it has
fight
anything to
Anthony
do with the
Joshua
money though.
said he was working at Starbucks when he got the call to fight. Like
Yeah, but I
that,
don't think it has anything to do with the money though, Coop. Because even the dudes at the top, like we can go through the top name, the top dudes getting the top purses. Like you think you got more than 50% of those dudes that's willing to sit out a whole year or two, like that's at the top
hell
making
no.
all that bread. That's what I'm saying. Like it's not even the bottom. It's just that whole mentality
Everybody is
of
too
these
excited
guys.
to sit out for
And
2 years for the cause.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
no, and again, Pittsburgh and Coop. I said this multiple times. Is the mentality of these fighters? They're following the Money Mayweather mentality. Like they care more about the paycheck than the actual like the actual legacy. They're more worried about how much money they're gonna make to support their families instead of trying to make a legacy in the sport. Like they're becoming Money Mayweather before they become Pretty Boy or Golden Boy, earning the right to ask for that amount of money.
That's a fact.
I don't. Yeah, but I don't know if that's really true because boxing is kind of a weird sport where they compete on every level. They compete on the actual ring. They compete on like minor details about ring size, glove size, who walk out first, what music, all that dumb shit. And then they also compete on how much money they make. So everything is a competition with these guys. So it's kind of hard. It's kind of embedded in it. The one thing that makes the sport great is one of the things that kind of is hard. It's an obstacle to get over too.
But if they were
Because you're
fighting for
not.
legacy, they would make these fights happen that the people wanted to see. It's more so about money, right?
No, that's PVC. PVC hold everything up.
I don't know nothing about the promotion companies, man.
Yeah, the PVC hold everything up, dog. They destroy everything.
Yeah, as a young guy, like a person who just recently got into boxing Pittsburgh, to me, it's
Yeah,
hard to understand the business side of it because I just come in for the entertainment than worrying about the political BS in the
Right.
sport.
yeah. I just said that jokingly, man. I think we all do, bro. But that's what you see on these boxing channels because these guys run out of content, and then they just start spinning it into the promote. They blame everything. They just start blaming people, bro. They just start getting weird. Like that dude don't want to, because you can see some dudes don't want fights with other dudes, and you kind of see it, man. It ain't that fucking complicated.
And hey, Pittsburgh and Coop, do you guys believe? Did you believe when Oscar said that he was going to partner up again with PBC and like Al Heyman and stuff, try to uh, try to make bigger fights to, or do you
Yeah,
think
but
that
his
was just BS coming from Oscar?
no, but that's his biggest fight. So of course he would want to partner up with PBC. It's to
No,
his
like as a
advantage for him to
permanent partnership, as a permanent.
no no
He's
I
no
think they're
no.
blowing smoke in the fans' face.
Yeah, but no for Oscar it would benefit him, but how does that benefit PBC? Like Oscar would love that. Those would be his biggest fights. But what benefit does Oscar bring PBC? He ain't bringing no network. He ain't putting a fight on. He puts his name on there. He brings his fighters, and that's
no,
it.
you bring the zone.
Yeah, but they're not like look, even like most of those PBC cards that he's had, either they have a co-promotion or PBC completely puts that all the way up. So it's not like Golden Boy is saying, here, I'm gonna put on a promotion on the zone and y'all just bring out fighter. That's not happening. You know what I mean? So if I'm PBC and I was gonna put my fighter on the network anyways, what the hell I need you for like that? Why do we have to co-promote unless I'm forced to do it? What's the benefit on the business side?
Can you tell me the numbers? Thank you.
What do you mean? Coop.
Oh, my bad. I was talking to somebody else.
Yeah. No, like I see what you're saying, Pittsburgh, that it's hard to see what would the benefits of the partnership from PBC sides be. There would be a bigger benefit for Oscar because he's getting a bigger platform instead of just a streaming service, is what you're saying. He can have his
What
fighters on live TV on Showtime or Fox, is what you're saying.
Well, no, I mean Oscar's got his stable of fighters, but like usually when he does fights with PBC, those are usually partnerships. So he's not exclusively putting those fights on his own and taking care of the thing in. Like even right now with that Ryan and Tank thing, that's not like he's getting that from PBC and Showtime. Showtime is a network. That's not Golden Boy's network, so they're not putting up the money. They're not fronting anything. You know,
No,
if you're
that's what
not,
I'm saying. That's what
yeah,
I'm
just
saying. Like for his younger fighters in his stable, like guys who are not on TV all the time. That's what I'm saying. Like the Oscar has a huge stable of fighters that you don't really see on TV a lot because he doesn't have a lot of TV dates, and that's where I'm coming from. Like it benefits Oscar a lot more than it benefits PBC to do a permanent partnership because then Oscar basically is stealing TV dates from the PBC stable, is what you're saying. Like TV
yeah,
dates.
yeah, and it's kind of weird too because like Oscar still got this whole beef thing with PBC, man. Him and Al to a certain degree. Al and PBC work together better than Oscar. Oscar, remember, he got kind of pissed off because when PBC came in, they took a lot of his fighters, dipped out. All the black fighters dipped out and went to PBC. And he was the first one to sue him. So they got like this weird history where every time they have a fight, he always wants to co-promote or take over the promotions. And he,
For me, where I heard it's coming for me. I think it's more him and Floyd. Like him and Floyd don't get along at like their business models don't work well. It's not PBC. It's more TMT, the money team, basically.
well, he was the first one to sue PBC was Oscar.
Yeah,
Because
Oscar.
most of his fighters left from Golden Boy and they went to PBC, and then he was the first one to try to sue Al Heyman as a manager and all of that stuff. That ended up going to court, and we in the position we at with him suing them and Al suing them and them suing back and forth. But you know that stuff just get a little weird, man. They got it's only a couple parties, it's only a couple groups you can go to, and they got different shit going on. They got different histories going on. But you
Do you
never
think
see
Oscar
Al
would work
Heyman.
better?
Go ahead.
Do you think Oscar, like, if Oscar were to partner up with another promoter, do you think he would actually work have a higher chance of working with ESPN and Bob Arum more than PBC and Al Heyman?
But it's the same thing though. Bob is not like Bob's got ESPN. What benefit would Golden Boy bring him? It's the same thing. Like who's okay? So if Bob Arum he promote a fight with Bob Arum, it's either going to be a co-promotion or Bob Arum's putting that fight up financially.
Or
so it's the same leverage.
Or what I can this is what I want to do. I'm an Oscar fan. I want him to maybe. I know Oscar's ego won't allow this, but I want him to think about selling Golden Boy Promotions outright to another promoter and stuff
He's
like
been
that.
trying to do that. Yeah, he's been trying to do that since last year, bro. He's been trying to do it. I don't know what
Oh,
he's asking for, but he's been trying to do that shit.
oh, you think he's been put? He has been trying to do it, but we don't know how much he's asking, and if the other promoters think it's a little bit too exaggerated and stuff like that.
I don't know who he's selling it to, but he's did. If you look in the ESPN, he's did out of his own mouth, not stuff that we see on the internet. But he said he's been trying to sell. His dream would be to sell Golden Boy Promotion. So he said it out of his mouth last year, multiple times that he's been trying to sell it. So
But
I don't
we
know
don't
who
know
he's
who
selling
he's
it
trying to
to.
selling it to. Is what you're
Yeah, I
saying?
don't know who he's. Yeah, I don't know who he's selling it to or what amount he's trying to sell it, or if he's still actively. But I know he did at one point say it a couple times last year that he was trying to sell the
I'm
promotional
making a
company.
prediction. I'm making a prediction. I think the announcement. This was before Vince came back. Stephanie and Triple H were saying they were trying to get. Maybe Oscar was trying to sell Golden Boy Promotions to WWE.
It makes sense if he could. WWE is a big entity.
Yeah, and they can deal with all the promote because I think that's what also hurts boxing. Also, they don't really have like there's not a very consistent idea on how to promote fights like you see with pro wrestling. Do you guys agree? You know how the model for pro wrestling they just continue. They do a lot of the hand to hand when they go into a venue. They sell promotional pamphlets and stuff
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
and go that's the lost art with boxing. The promoters, as soon as they got the amount of money they did, Pittsburgh, I think that they didn't want to do the work of going foot, uh, going on foot and promoting the fight and stuff like that. They got too
Well,
comfortable and they're not promoting the fight as hard as they used to when they first started.
I mean, it's rumored that Pro Bellum is going under. You know, so you always gonna have some of them that's not gonna last in some of these models. I mean,
Yeah.
that's what I say. The marketplace will kind of weed these guys out, and it won't be internet gossip that PBC and it's weird because it's only PBC is always going out of business every Monday going out of business. We've been saying PBC going out of business for years, and it's funny.
We know damn well Al is never going to allow that, or Floyd. With the amount of money Floyd has, you really think he's going to allow his biggest cash cow in PBC to go out of business?
Yeah, but is it what I'm saying? My point being is like that boxing is one of those sports where it's like people focusing on one thing so hard that they don't really see what they're supposed to be seeing. So like I said, Pro Bellum is legitimately going out of business and you don't hear nobody talking about it. But you hear all this gossip about this one promotional company. So all of that stuff will kind of shake itself out because the marketplace, I mean, if it ain't making dollars, ain't nobody putting this shit on. I don't give a fuck what we think. If they ain't making money, they not a charity. They gotta make money.
Okay. I'll see. Kyle, are you going to do another show later on? I'll see you later.
All right, bro. Be easy, man.
Be easy. See you guys later.
All right, man.
Oh man, cool, man. What you think? You seen that alien stuff, man? You see they got they got a little team now looking into that shit now, cool, man.
Man, they
I'm
about to hit
saying,
us.
bro.
They about to hit us with that Independence Day.
Man, they ain't gonna, hey man, you gotta be careful with that, man. You can't be going playing with the little guns we got fucking around with the motherfuckers. We don't know where the fuck they came from.
For real. Cowboy
Oh,
in the back, man.
yeah, like combo. Yeah, I mean that shit done, man. I don't know about that one, man. Cool, man. I still ain't got no straight answers on that one.
Let me
I don't know
call
what they shooting
Cowboy.
down anyways. You got to hit Kyle.
Damn, my shit was- Oh, he got the call and go look and let him come up.
I don't think it's military. I don't know, bro. I don't know what that is, man.
Them UFOs.
I don't know what. Yeah, I don't know what that. I know. We ain't never been told the truth in any kind of engagement or war that the military done had since I've been alive. Bro. We ain't never got the truth after the fact. So who knows what the fuck that is, bro? Yeah, it's military, but I don't know what they shooting. That's what me and Coop saying. I think it's one of the motherfucking UFOs, bro.
I just don't understand what they doing. Like, why they want to come? Why they coming closer, showing their hand like that?
Man, because
They probably said we've
they
had
ain't got no
enough.
fear. I don't know, but they better stop. They better stop poking the bear. If it's like that, Coop. That's all I'm
The
saying about
U.S.
that.
then fucking found some shit they wasn't supposed to find, and them motherfuckers coming looking for it. Like, bring that shit back.
Nah, really, what it was, Elon Musk stole some information, and then they got to come back into they're trying to come into the Earth and get their technology back from Elon Musk.
I think Elon one of them. I think that nigga an alien. Look how that nigga look. Ain't no people look like him.
I think all white people are aliens, man. They don't look right.
This
Like,
nigga that named his baby.
I will just straight off the edge.
This nigga that named this baby X2395, some shit like that.
Hey,
Yeah,
Combo.
but they told me couldn't do it though. Like California told that nigga, nah, you can't do that, man. You gotta change that name, man. He saved the baby life, man. Like, nah, you can't do that shit, bro. They had to change the name. Because he had a math formula. They were like, nah, man, we can't do this shit, man. What the fuck you doing? Like, nah, man.
This nigga made his baby name a math formula.
But he kind of weird anyways, man. 'Cause, you know, he got like a couple baby mamas too, man.
Yeah.
He got a
His
couple
daddy
baby
came out
mamas.
talking shit about him, right?
Well, you know, his daddy got a kid from his stepdaughter.
Yeah, his daddy's a wild boy also.
Yeah, his daddy got, I think he got 2 kids. His daddy got 2 kids from his stepdaughter that he raised. Look at that shit up. Look at that shit up.
Yeah,
Yeah,
man,
look at that shit.
and we here worried about racism.
Just figure that out, bro.
Niggas is
Like,
slapping their stepdaughters out here. What the
that
fuck?
nigga raised that little
Grandpas.
Combo. He groomed her.
Nigga, that's a grandpa, nigga. How pop gonna be fucking baby girl?
Combo. He groomed his stepdaughter into the woman she is and got her pregnant.
Where's the baby girl
Twice.
father at?
I want to hear
Twice,
the
bro.
mom, what the mama got to say.
No, where's the girl father? She mother probably like, damn, I should have got the father. I did all the heavy lifting. Dirty bitch. I'm telling you,
probably like, you gonna leave me for my daughter? She probably don't fuck with her daughter at all.
The moment a nigga look at I thought you said the father has a baby by the stepdaughter.
Yeah, he does.
Elon Musk
He does.
got a baby by his stepdaughter.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
2 babies.
when everything slim is up, I'm sorry, it's up. I ain't
Hey,
even
I ain't
sorry.
gonna lie.
I don't give a fuck. It ain't no sorry. It's
My
up.
daughter and
Her
her
mama,
mama had to
the
fade.
grandmama, fade, nigga. We ain't faded shit. Mama, grandmama, mama's mama, baby mama's mama. Like, what the fuck that?
Nigga turned into outcast.
Nigga, I'd have been out that bitch looking like John Q in the hospital, just running around shooting motherfuckers. Because once you hit one, they all gonna come. There you go. Line them up, bitches.
My daughter telling me she got pregnant by her stepdaddy.
Yeah. I got daughters, man. I can't.
We in love, Dad. Oh, man, y'all about to be.
Oh yeah.
Y'all about to be in death now.
Death do you apart. Double years, baby.
That nigga probably said, just tell his son to give me some Teslas.
Nigga weird, man.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, dog, these dudes on the top, they do some strange things, man. That shit ain't what you think it is, bro.
You know, and told Dwayne Wade, we're gonna take your son penis off as long as I get to fuck my stepdaughter.
Nah, well, like Wade ain't got that kind of bread, dog. Them dudes is got they on another level.
No, I
That
know.
money Like billions ain't nowhere compared to millions, bro. That dude
Yeah,
made stupid
yeah,
amounts of
yeah.
money, dog. That shit is insane how much money that dude got. When
Man,
you
I'm
got
telling
that kind of money, bro, you like nothing really applies to you. Laws don't apply to you. You got
I
everybody in
told
your
you.
pocket, man.
Look, I told you what happened when I met the little Rothschild dude.
Oh,
Hey,
you
you
met
got
one of
that
them
stuff when
dudes?
you
Yeah.
tell that
Yeah,
business.
I worked at I'll tell you I don't work there no more. So I'll tell you like what was it, 3, 4 before I got to the federal government, before maybe 5 years ago, I worked for the Peterson Institute for International Economics. They're the number one think tank for foreign dealing with foreign trade, the NFT, the NAFTA, and all that. Right? We put out all the publishers. Brookings Institute loses to us. Loses. I still say us because it's the best job I've ever had. Loses to us every year. They are the guy who the head president is the one who came up with the the NFTA, National Federation Trade Association, something like that. And we have the G20 summits, right? That's why when you be talking, I know what you're talking about. Now I might be out the loop. Like I wish I had said it name more because I was there as an engineer and they should let me come into those meetings, dude. They're like, come on, get you a drink, have some of this expensive ass curry out, and sit down and listen. It's okay. And I was like, nah, I'm going downstairs to watch YouTube.
You missed the knowledge, bro. You supposed to sit in that room and make them contacts with the motherfuckers.
I know, right? All the books, like all the books they had that they was putting out, I had access to it before he even got out. You know what I'm saying? I still got a bunch of the books. They were like, hey, take this book. You want me to sign it? I'm like, man, no. No.
Yeah, you
Who are
should took
you?
that book, bro. Yeah, you missed that, bro. Because listen, that's all the cats that make all the monetary policy for everything. They be years in advance of that shit. They don't be doing that shit on the fly.
When Trump was running for president, he slandered them, right? And I remember the day he got sworn into office. The day he got sworn into office, that next morning we get a phone call. Now that I'm a Republican. That think tank is a Democratic think tank. I never told him I was a Republican. But I get a phone call. I'm sitting at the front desk. The chick at the front desk, she shows up late all the time. So I'm sitting at the front desk, and the VP walks in, and I'm like, hey, how you doing, Mr. Such and Such? Who his job before he was there was the VP. He was a lobbyist for Capitol Hill. So you already know why they brought him in. You know what lobbyists do. Nonprofit, lobbyists, you can put it together. I speak to him, hey man, what's up? And the phone ring, and I'm saying, hey, thank you for calling the Peace Institute into the International Economics. This is Juan speaking. How may I help you? And he's looking like, where's such and such at? And I'm like, she's not here, but I got it on speaker. I put it on speaker so he can hear. So, because I'm an engineer, he probably figured like this dumb nigga don't know how to answer the phone, right? So I put it on engineer, and the person's like, hey, I'm such and such from President Trump's cabinet, and we need to have a meeting today with name three people, 3 of the top people of the think tank. And I'm like, who? I didn't even know they had people say cabinet. I'm an engineer. I'm thinking about a cabinet that shit go into. I'm like, this is a prank call. Somebody trying to tell me Trump got a.
Hey, you said the wrong thing about Trump. They're sending the CIA to your house.
Hey man, I mean Trump 2020. What are you at? 2026? That's when they rerunning that bitch.
Yeah, we need him. But listen, so
we need Trump back in that thing, bro.
So the VP grabs the phone because apparently he remembered that name because lobbyists work on Capitol Hill all the time. They, everybody know each other. Say, hey, this is such and such. They're like, oh, how you doing? You guys put out during his campaign. He put out a slander piece against us, literally called us the Darth Vaders of economics. And they was like, the lady was like, yeah, I know, but I'm pretty sure I can say this. He was like, yeah, I know, but you guys are the only ones who put out the real information, and he needs to have a meeting with you guys immediately. So he calls up, he pulls his cell phone out, he calls out the president of the think tank. He was like, yeah, tell him I'm in Paris. I'll see him when I see him. Curry this shit out of Trump. Like, I see him when I see him. Like, when you got money like they got, bro, they do what the fuck they want. And then when I met the Rothschild dude, we was having a G20 summit, and all the big vendors come in, or the big donors come in, right? Hillary Clinton was there, Obama was there, Rothschild, the Star Group. It's like all these the people in the world that you would never even know, right? Like, those people were just regular people compared to these people that was in there. Then some white guy come riding on a bicycle. He comes to me and is like, hey, can you put my bike up? I'm like, this sweaty ass old white dude trying to give me this bike. Who the fuck is he? You know what I'm saying? You ain't nobody important. Like, you ain't got no Secret Service. You ain't got no security detail. You ain't coming no Humvees. You ain't coming nothing. Everybody pulling up the Humvees. They pulling up in the convoys. This motherfucker came up with a bicycle. But I'm starting people how everybody said the lady who did the events there, the event lady runs up. She never moves. She runs to him, snatches the bike. I'm like, who the fuck is she? Like, man, yeah, she know I ain't gonna do that shit. Then Hillary comes to him, hey, how you doing? Everybody kissing his ass. I'm like, who is this old little white guy? So he goes to, he said, yeah, is the food gonna be good today? And how long y'all want me to be here? So I pulled to the side. I'm like, who is he, man? Who is this little white guy? And he was like, you don't know who that is? I was like, nah. He's like, that's Rothschild. I said, Rothschild, like the father? Like, nah, he's been dead. This is like the great grandson or some shit like that, right? And I was like, oh shit, I can rob him. He ain't got no security. They looked at me like, nigga, you was a nigga for real. Like, you stupid. That man don't carry money. he don't carry money. He travels the world with his name. He don't carry $1, a penny. This nigga rolled over here on a bicycle. And he was like, listen, I'll donate. He said, I'll have my office donate. It was like $375 million. It was like, yeah. And if that's not enough, we got half $500 million sitting waiting for you guys if you need. Just don't sit me by such and such. And he sat there, ate a little bit, rolled out.
Yeah, but that's where all the money at, bro. That's where all the money at. I wonder
if I would have robbed them when I got something. I would have had something. At least a credit card.
Nah, but you can't, bro. He don't keep money, bro. That dude don't have no concept.
He would have had a credit card.
Nah, bro. That dude, listen, bro. That dude don't have no concept of money like that, man. Like the amount of money.
Timepiece on. Hello.
I should have pawned that bike into something. I'm pretty sure that bike would be worth some money.
Hey, trust me. Somebody was following his ass. You just didn't see him. You would have got too close to that dude. Your ass would have been on your back, bro.
Dude, he tried to hand me his bike. How much closer would I get? Like, I could.
Shit. Trust me, man. There was a motherfucker right around the corner that you wasn't paying attention to. Right up under his ass, bro. Motherfuckers like that don't move by themselves, bro. That's just what it is, man.
Yeah, I know the shadow details. I've done a few of those. I do the security stuff, private security stuff.
They don't move like that, bro.
But
they
still,
don't move
man,
by themselves.
Man, listen, dude. I watch these people have. I come in on a Monday, you know what I'm saying, and I'm going to the printer to check something, and they got checks for millions of dollars sitting in there. Or like purchase orders where they purchased the house, or when they claim the house was sold to them for $1. Like the deed, you'll see the deed of a house and it's sold for $1 in like this rich ass place. Like, come on, dude, who bought us? It doesn't even make sense.
Yeah, but all that stuff, all them dudes is tied
the way
into
they move, like how
man.
we go out, we spend $200,000 for a house. They don't. We spend $500,000 on a house. We don't. They trade knowledge for $1.
Yeah, but all them cats, all that shit is tied into the government. It's tied to the government.
Yeah.
Them cats got all them contracts, all that shit in the working, man. That shit is all everything.
Well, the thing is, you do. So one of my buddies' father, he was the head of the Federal Reserve, he was the head of the Federal Reserve underneath one president. He was the head of the Treasury underneath of the U.S.
One of states.
U.S.
No, but they got individual states and regions and shit of that reserve.
He was the chief. He was the head. Like he was appointed by.
Oh, okay.
He was appointed by. He's a Republican, so it was that Bush, first Bush and second Bush.
Oh, okay.
In 2 different positions, and that's like one of my that's like my bro. That's my bro. That's my bro. And like he's like his father's like, listen, this is what you do. You go get this type of job, You become an SES. You do your time, your 5 years SES. You get out, and this is how you make the money, right? And he has his own think tank. He has his own economic think tank. I'm gonna drop the name in the back for you. How do you spell Lindsay?
Lindsey. Right?
All right, there's more to it. That's why I can just answer the first one. So that's it right there, right? And that book I had on there, he wrote that book. He's a world-renowned author and all that, and like. It's crazy because his son, my boy, is like the heir to this shit. And he wants nothing to do with it. You know what he wants to do for a living? Be a bouncer.
What's it? Oh my God.
He wants to be a bouncer. I'm like, bro, this man adopted you, wants you from another country. All you got to do is just sit back, shut up, and listen. You went to the best schools in the world. But like, you get in trouble. Oh yeah, you let daddy come walk you the fuck up out of there. Like his brother got caught with a huge amount of cocaine in fucking North Carolina. Got 2 years. He's crying about his brother doing 2 years. I'm like, dude, if he don't sit down and shut the fuck up and do some push-ups and relax, 2 years, I would never got out. He's like, no, but it's wrong because my brother's a good guy. I'm like, so hold on. I bet you your father got involved and he got a good lawyer. Yeah, that's why he's only doing 2 years. Be grateful.
Hey fellas, I gotta cut out, man. I gotta get ready for work. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Coop, you gonna do a show later, man?
I might, man. I might. I'm trying to.
You got to, man. I got the young lady waiting for. She checked out again, man. Y'all got me in trouble too, Coop.
Well, there you go, Coop. So you gotta
How
do
we
this.
get
The
you
lady's
in
pulling
trouble?
up. That's a request. You got to do it now, Coop.
She said she wanted to be in too.
There you
I'm
go.
like-
There you go, Coop. Ladies love Coop.
I'm
I
letting
know.
Combo run the show tonight.
The ladies love Coop.
I'm a nice guy. I'm gonna be honest. I promise. I'm gonna do my best tonight. I'm gonna do my best behavior. She come up, you know what I'm saying. I might lock this. I'm locking this one in. So, like, I'm
There
listening.
you go.
There
you go.
Yeah, but hey, check out
There
that.
you
Check
go.
out that group, man. Check out that.
Yeah, I'm
check out that
gonna look
thing.
into them, bro. I'm gonna look into them.
Yeah.
Hey, well, y'all fellas be easy. I'll tell you before you let the Coop, man. Y'all
Man,
be
thanks
easy.
for cooking up with us, man.
All right, bro. Y'all be easy.
All right.
I'm talking about Combo's a really good guy.
Yeah. Shout out to Pittsburgh P, man. He done in the kitchen, cooked for the day. That was a nice plate. Who else going to come up and cook with us, man? Who else going to cook with us? I know we got Coop in the kitchen. You know, he going to be in the kitchen all day long. Big fella, what you whipping up? What's on your mind?
Motherfucker eating out the pots and shit, man.
Scrape the pot. Yeah. I was talking to an old girl today. You know, shorty say, yeah, you fucked up. You could have got what you wanted if you would have just been cool. I say, man, do you really think I'm pressing for that? He say, yeah, that's what you want. I said, nah, like, I don't really think shorty get, like, I guess that. Like, I guess that, shorty. Like, I don't know if you would, I think you feel like, because I'm a fat boy, that maybe you think that I don't get it. But I'm gonna tell you right
I
now.
got 5 kids. Like, what are you?
Yeah.
You think I'm pressed for pussy?
Think I want another bill?
Man.
She's like, yeah, you could have got that, but you fucked up our day. I'm like, nah, like, little did she know that day was gonna be the last day regardless. You just moved up the expiration. I said, I ain't gonna wait for the milk to spoil you. I'm gonna let it go.
It's over. Move over now.
And she had me feeling so bad, man. I'm like, damn, you know, I really I like Shorty. You know what I'm saying? When you give somebody so many chances, you got no choice but to like them. Because you keep you convince yourself that it's a potential there. So when she talking this crazy shit like, man, yeah, you don't understand what you did. You wrong. I'm like, do you know what you said? Like, do you know how ungrateful you sound?
She was aggressive.
Yeah, and on top of that, you was crazy aggressive. Like, that ain't even a half of, like, what I've done. Like,
Hey, man, I don't know what the hell happened to Combo Service. Shot down, so I ain't about to leave me up here by myself. Especially old Cowboy not paying attention to the.
I'm with you.
Okay.
But I guess when I take my eye off the phone, it dies out. I mean, I don't know, phases out. But like I was telling an old girl,
time out.
probably. Like I was telling an old girl, like, shorty, I ain't had to bring you nothing to blow. I ain't had to, you know, look out for both of y'all on the food tip. Like, remember, she's like, oh, it's a little DoorDash. What is that, bitch? Money that I didn't have to spend. Once again, I got 5 kids.
Oh shit! Nigga said I got responsibilities.
Hey, I'm an adult now. So I'm gonna tell her, man, you need to go ahead and holler at your boy, man. Maybe he can, because she trusts into your word. If I say anything, it's like, oh, you sensitive, you wild, you ain't listening. But then it coming from you is like, oh, maybe it makes sense. Like, what the fuck? Who made this nigga the guy? Who made this nigga the real nigga official?
I don't make no goddamn sense at all. No.
This nigga got one baby mother living, one of the other baby mother he fucking.
Nah, man.
He dreaming. He got one baby mother living in one bedroom, and he beating his dick to the other one in his imagination. Niggas live. He living weird.
No. I never fuck my first baby mama again.
That's what you say. Yeah, we all say that until they put that pussy out. You like,
Nah, man. That's going on 8 years strong.
It's okay. Listen, my oldest son, mother, it was about 8-9 years before we had the threesome with my last baby mother.
Hey man, I never want to
That pussy
smell that
come out,
pussy
I
again.
was like, my precious. My precious.
I never want to smell that pussy again.
Oh, yeah. Hey, we got to have a geek show, man. We got to have a geek show. But you know what I'm saying? You know, because I'm in the Harry Potter.
Nah, man, I'm hella into...
Me too. I'm in the Harry Potter. You in the Harry Potter. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm trying to figure out right now if you're a real nigga or not. So, Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter?
Harry Potter. I can't get into Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, you're a real nigga. You're a real nigga.
I can't get into that shit, blood.
It's hard as shit to get into it, bro. It's hard as shit.
I tried like 4 times.
Yeah. So when I say it's hard cuz to get into it, I be like, man, I'm trying, I'm asleep. I'm trying, I'm asleep.
I put that shit on to go to sleep, man.
Yeah, like
the bitch that I was talking about she like Pirates of the Caribbean. I started trying to watch that shit. That shit was dry too.
No, that's all right. That's all right. But I just can't. The Lord of the Rings is just like, all right, you know what I'm saying? I finally made it through with the little guys and all that, but it ain't for real niggas, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's about my man Dumbledore. They try to play Dumbledore to the left like he gay them.
Yeah, man, that shit is weird.
Like, he a real nigga. Like, how he go from being, he was a thorough, 10 toes down, you know what I'm saying? Making shit pop, 6 popping, everything, dropping every type of nigga, you know what I'm saying? I swear he had the blue flag, but now he gay? Come on, man. Y'all try to play him, my man.
And that fantasy beast shit?
That shit was weak.
I watched all 3 of them bitches was trash.
It was weak. Okay, see, you're a real nigga. Yeah. Hold the fuck on. Hey, Mo, I swear to God, this shit, my car just pulled out. Oh, okay, no.
I thought the whip pulled off the...
I got scared as shit. Not scared, because I'm going to shoot at that motherfucker. If I can't have it, you can't have it.
For real.
I thought somebody had stole my shit. Yeah. Put a post out. Anybody see this car in DC? Shoot at it.
Tear that motherfucker up. I tell them
I ain't in that.
I tell them niggas, well, they were trying to kidnap kids.
No bullshit. Where was the kids at in the backseat? My baby mother already came and got them.
For real. Tear that motherfucker up. All right,
it's my shit. I can shoot my own shit up. Fuck you.
This nigga, damn, OG got a Band-Aid. 3-4 Band-Aids on the side of your face. What the fuck you doing?
Shit, my grandfather got locked up for that shit.
What?
Shooting his own house up.
Oh, damn.
Grandpa get drunk and get to shooting. So the police came. He was like, bitch, I can shoot my own house up.
Oh, gee, tripping.
They say, sir, guns are illegal in D.C.
Nigga shot his own shit up.
Yeah. He told, this is his story. I told my wife, don't call me. Forget my motherfucking name. I'm in this bitch. I'm locked up. Fuck you. Fuck them kids. I don't exist. He said, because I know as soon as I go, somebody going to be in that house. I said, God damn, Grandpa, you cold. He said, I'm telling you, boy, when you leave out this door, the show keeps going.
That boy said, man, get her up out of my shit.
Nah, he was like, she keeps it, but just, he don't, he real loud, my grandpa was an OG, bro. I'm talking about, he said, when he lay down, he ain't got no family more. He don't bring no kids to see me. Don't you come visit me. Nobody come see me. I'm in here. Leave me the fuck alone. I ain't coming out.
Damn, man.
Bro, the nigga had 2 birth certificates. One said colored, one said Negro. Nobody knew how old he was.
Damn. My auntie, my whole life, she celebrated her birthday on Halloween, right? Mm-hmm. Come to find out she born 2 days before Halloween. She found this shit out when she turned 65, 66. Like, God damn, rest in peace, Auntie Gina. But she found out her birthday wasn't even the right birthday.
How the fuck wow, that's crazy.
her mama just celebrating her shit on Halloween.
Just pick can't remember what day it came out of me, so I'm just gonna pick a day that everybody knows.
I'm just picking a day, man.
Yeah. Ooh, you're scary. You scared me. This dude, hey yo, that's wild. That's wild, man.
I'm ready to go already.
So did you see Evan Holyfield supposed to be fighting out there out your way?
Didn't he get knocked out of the last fight?
He lost, yeah, but you know, he's still a good fighter, dude.
He a good fighter, man.
Yeah.
Y'all ain't giving niggas passes, right?
Just because your father gets your ear bit off don't mean you get a pass.
For real.
Yeah, now he's supposed to be like a high-ranking amateur kickboxer as a youth, and like number 2 or number 3 in the world type.
The only way he can get redemption for his daddy ear getting bit off is if he beat up Mike Tyson's son.
Hey, Mike Tyson's son looks diesel. Mike Tyson said his son, you know, he said he got one that he know it ain't full. But see, you know, Mike Tyson come from a different, like, I hate to say, like, I kind of got like the Mike Tyson mentality. Like, boxing is supposed to be nasty, mean. You ain't in to die and you ain't in to kill. And like, he look at his kids like, man, you don't have that in you.
You ain't got that dog in you.
Yeah, they're like, you ain't got that in you. You went to good schools. You know where your meals coming from. you
Nigga said that's cute.
Yeah, you know Holyfield got a bunch of sons though. Well, he got one that played for the Panthers. I think he was a running back.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, he started. He started for the Carolina Panthers. He was a running back or something like that.
God damn, I got piss and I know a car gonna pull up. Hold on, real fast.
Pee in the car.
This booth got a bathroom in it, but I don't want them at the gate for hella long. Tripping.
Damn, that nigga that low to find his dick. That's crazy. I'm trying to see if it's a new BMF, man. I don't know what the fuck going on. This shit trying to blow me. Hey, we need a show we can do movie review. That's a Poke Coops podcast gonna be about. Hey, babe. What's up, Miss? Hey, how you doing, Miss Lady? You can change your name too. You could have changed your name so your so your thing don't have to be shown. Turn your mic off. I can't hear you.
Adam Ford does.
Not you. Not you.
10-4.
Miss Combo, I can't hear you. You must still be at the game. There you go. Oh yeah. Ooh-wee. Ooh-wee. I like that. I like the way you had changed the name. Hold on. That was nice. That was nice. You know what I'm saying? Matter of fact. Hey, Coop.
Yeah.
What time is it? 6:05. He cooked for 2 hours. You want to go live, man, and cook a show real quick?
On my show?
Yeah.
We could.
All right. Hey, Miss K. I'm about to send you a link. We about to start our next show. I'm gonna send you a link. You jump in on there, okay?
Okay.
It's the podcast about nothing one. All right. Hey,
All right.
So,
All
hey,
right.
man, everybody shout out to the Boxing Session. Thanks for coming through. You know, today we had a little IT technical differences. We didn't have the mastermind, Carol Davis himself. But hey, hit like and subscribe. Understand that we here. This is the Boxing Session, the motherfucking Boxing Session. And we out.
We out of here, baby.